Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Yahweh is who this world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is who this world ignorantly calls Jesus. Ba'ashem means in the name, Rakah means spirit, and Kodash means holy. And that's all in the Paleo Hebrew. Also, want to give double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Hey, today's video I wanted to go into how the Matrix, right, is hella spiritual, right? And when you go into the concept of the Matrix, pretty much summarizing it up, if you haven't watched it, it's pretty much, let me actually just search it up right here. Matrix summarized. A dystopian future. So pretty much, it's a lot. I'm having some crazy heartburn right now, so if I pause, just trying to hold that in. But pretty much the Matrix is, it goes into how pretty much life was a simulation ran by artificial intelligence robots that actually took over the world, right? And the Matrix, I'm gonna play this video of Sophia Stewart, the creator of the Matrix, which is a dark-skinned woman, Israelite, which I believe Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai showed her some vision, showed her a something to have this type of movie because she was definitely on point, right? But the reason I was saying it was spiritual is because Matrix is I think it's a sequel, right, to the Terminator, right? And give me a second. And when you go into Terminator, when you get where you get the robots from Terminator, it all started from artificial intelligence, AI company called Skynet. That this artificial intelligence deemed that humans were a threat, right? And that's where the AI came against humans, and it all started from there. And pretty much Matrix is in the future of AI took over, right? The world was completely ran by robots, and they're using humans as pretty much energy sources. Okay, and in the whole part in the Matrix is all a simulation by the robots to keep the people entertained, like life was just a simulation. But you have to go watch the movie. Hella good movie. But I found it spiritual because it was going into how the one thing I found was that, hey, if Esau Edom, these Edomites that are in power right now, keep on ruling the world, that is what the world is gonna get to. Right, it's gonna get to a point of AI ruling everything, right? Because the god of these Edomites is artificial intelligence, right? That's their god. That's what they want to ultimately get to is combine man with robot. Okay, that's why they're gonna introduce the chip. That's why they're gonna introduce the chip, right? Because with the chip, they're gonna be able to put it in your hand, right, in your brain, and perform all types of miracles. And as technology grows more and more and more, it's gonna pretty much is gonna lean more towards the size of robot AI, until a point where everybody is pretty much just roboticized, and the elites have full control over the people. So let's get a couple scriptures real quick, just going into how, hey, like I said, the god of these Edomites, the elites, is AI. Okay, and through this technology, they're trying to be like the Most High. So this is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. Right, so this is all talking about the Edomites. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right, that's the pride of these, and the mentality of these Edomites is being pompous, right, thinking nobody can stop them. Right, and it goes to show where they come from, the clefts of the rock. Right, that's why they're called Caucasian, because they come from the Caucasus Mountains. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right, showing you that they're trying to get up there, right, set their nest among the stars, They're trying to pretty much be like the Most High, but Yahweh Bashim Hashai is going to throw all of that down. Right? It says it in another scripture, Isaiah 14. Right? When you go to understand what this is talking about, start at verse 4. That thou shalt take up this prophecy against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Right? So this is talking about the king of Babylon. Right? Who rules Babylon, aka America? The Edomites. So this is all talking about the Edomites. It says, Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Right? So that's the context of what is soon about to happen. Right? The Lord is about to take down this place. So jumping down to verse 12, it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weakest the nations? Right? And this is going into pretty much these Edomites going down. Right? When you go into Lucifer, in the Greek, it just means light bearer. Right? That's all it means. It's not talking about an actual spiritual entity, right? The son of the devil or whatever these Roman Catholics say. Lucifer is just talking about those that have the light, right? Which is talking about the elites. When it's talking about Lucifer here is talking about the elites, right? How have they been brought down, right? Because right now in their mind they think that they're never going to come down. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Right, and that's the point I wanted to hit, is that these people, these Edomites, they have that God complex, right? And AI is their God. Okay, if they keep ruling this world, how they're ruling it in wickedness, hey, the Matrix, okay, is going to be the result. They are going to self-destruct, okay, because hey, these Edomites, they don't know how to live besides living by the sword. All they know is killing, destroying. Okay, they don't know how to live peaceably, right? And ultimately, if they keep on, if Yahushua doesn't come back, as it says, Yahushua said, if those days don't be shortened, Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22, it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Right, going into, if Yahushua doesn't shorten the days, right, he doesn't come back soon, nobody's going to survive, right? Because these Edomites, they have a self-destructive mentality, right? They're going to keep on pushing until nobody's alive, till everybody hits those buttons. You know, I'm talking about the nuclear missile ones. So it says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Right? And Yahushua, when he comes back, he's gonna destroy them. Right? He's not gonna let them fulfill their enterprise. It says, they that see thee shall nearly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? Right, this is what we're going to say in the kingdom of heaven. Right, we're going to look at these Edomites and be like, are these really the people that had us in this condition that destroyed the entire earth? These really the people? You know, and everybody's going to say that, because they're going to realize that these people are powerless, right? The whole reason they're in power is because the Heavenly Father allowed it. So, I'll get one more scripture. This is Job chapter 20, verse 22. This is talking about the wicked. The tramp of the wicked is short. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right, this is going into, in the fullness of his sufficiency, right, when these Edomites are about to fulfill all their dreams, right, they're so close to implementing the New World Order, and they almost have everybody chipped up, and they have AI, you know, absolutely just skyrocketing with new technology, new information coming up. Right? Because that's the image, the image of the beast is the New World Order. Right? They want everybody to be under one control, and that's the elite's control. They want to control all the people, and that's going to happen through primarily that chip, right? This technology. But while they're in the fullness of his sufficiency, while they're about to accomplish everything, he shall be in straits. Straits signifies in difficult times. When he is about to fill his belly, a God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. So right when he's about to get to where he wants to, Yahushua is about to come back and break it all down. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about. And a couple more spiritual things I found. The ship, the Matrix, is called Nebuchadnezzar. Right, when you go into who Nebuchadnezzar was, as it says right here. Give me a second. It says the Nebuchadnezzar is a fictional hovercraft captained by Morpheus in the Matrix franchise. Its name is a biblical reference to Nebuchadnezzar II from the book of Daniel. Nebuchadnezzar was the high priest of Iana Temple from 626 BC to 617 BC. Nebuchadnezzar was the eldest son of Nabopolassar, the founder of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Right, so a Nebuchadnezzar was you can go read about him in Daniel. Right, he was king of Babylon, and like I said, it's spiritual because I've been going into how the Matrix is pretty much if these Edomites keep on ruling. Right, they keep on ruling and ruling, and what's the ship called? Nebuchadnezzar. Right, talking about Babylon. America is Babylon. So, it's crazy. And it says right here, right, Nebuchadnezzar, made in the USA. Nebuchadnezzar ruled Babylon. USA is Babylon. Another one, Zion. Right, Zion is a fictional city in the Matrix films. It is the last human city on the planet Earth after a cataclysmic war between mankind and sentient machines, which resulted in artificial life forms dominating the world. Right, so the only city left in the Matrix is a city called Zion, which is talking about Israel, man, the Israelites. Okay, well, all this this is the spiritual connection I found. When everything goes down, okay, everything's just crashing down. The last people that are going to be surviving are Zion, are the Israelites. Okay, and that's talking about this time right now, the elect. Okay, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. We're the ones. Hopefully, I'm part of that number. And when everything collapses, we're going to be standing. Right. And one thing also going into how Zion, the last human city on planet Earth. Okay. What else was I going to say? Let's click right here. Right. People were going to Zion for protection. When you go into pretty much what was happening, Morpheus would go into the Matrix. He was looking for Neo, right? But people that were awakened, they would go back to Zion. Okay, going into that protection. Right, soon to come, everybody is gonna have to come to Zion, Israel, to learn the law, right? To learn the way of living. Let's get that in Isaiah the 2nd chapter. Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 1, God's universal reign. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. Right, so there's gonna soon in the future the kingdom of heaven is gonna be installed. Right, it's gonna come, and that's the Israelites ruling the entire earth in peace. Right, and part of that is that the nations they're gonna have to come to Israel, to Jerusalem, to learn the law, because they're not gonna know it like us. Right, the difference between the Israelites and the other nations is that the Israelites, we're gonna have the law, statutes, and commandments inside of us. They're gonna be programmed in our bodies, in our immortal bodies. Right, these other nations, it's not going to be that case. They weren't part of the second covenant. Okay, they're going to die like mortal men, and they're going to have to learn the laws. It says, And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Right, so there's going to be complete peace on the earth. Right, so I found that spiritual how she named the last city of Zion. Hella spiritual. Also, this I'm gonna play the video now. I have a video. She goes into explaining some things, and after this, I'll just end it. So, hopefully this is edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the elder bishops and apostles of Great Millstone and Timeless Truth. Shalom to you, Shalom. You have to see it for yourself. Let me put this on, and hopefully this was recording. Let me see if it was recording real quick. Yep, should be still recording.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Follow me. You have to see it for yourself.
But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
You have to see it for yourself.
But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
You have to see it for yourself.
But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
People love to call themselves a beast. You know, people like to watch movies because Marvel. They love heroes and she-ros. And they love that scene in Gladiator and Braveheart. They love those scenes, you know. People like warriors. And I want to tell you, my sister, there's Warrior Sophia.
Oh, thank you.
I want to tell you something. You've been in a fight, but you know how to fight. I'm just so happy to have you on. We're here in Las Vegas, in our Las Vegas studio, and when Anthony was telling me he booked you for the show, I said, it's Terminator time, baby. It's Terminator time. It is Terminator. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Anything
Doing
resonated
well.
with you as you were listening to?
I loved it when you were talking about the fight. It reminded me of Muhammad Ali. He was a very, very great friend of mine. And the Neo character is actually created from him, being a black superhero for us, a living one at that time. You know, the late Muhammad Ali. Yes.
Right.
So that's why Will Smith, they wanted Will to play him because, you know, Will played Ali in the movie with Spike Lee's, you know, Muhammad Ali story.
All right. You know, so listen, obviously, the thing that I'm going to enjoy about this conversation with you today is that people talk about STEMs, science, technology, engineering, and math, but you embody all those things.
Yes.
All those things. Where does that come from? I mean, you are a living example why STEM is so important. There's so many things that you understand about the cosmos, the universe, about math, about technology, about engineering, and also, because that's what the Matrix is about.
Yes, it is. It came out with the first metaphysical movies, you know, when you take science and you marry it to spirituality. So it's spirit and technology. That's what metaphysics is really about.
But where does it come from in your DNA? Your
Well,
grandparents?
my grandmother, full-blooded Cherokee, she was a shaman. So the Oracle is actually created from me. I created those characters, and it's based on myself as a visionary seer. So I have a gift, but multiple gifts.
So how did you come up with the Terminator? Take us there in the Matrix and just
was-
to put this from pen to pad. Now, it's one thing to have the idea, but
Oh,
to take that.
it's very easy. It was a script in a book. The Terminator is the prequels to the beginning of the Matrix. Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mother. So JC, John Connors, Jesus Christ grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. The Matrix is in the future. The Terminator is the past. It's time travel, past, present, and future time travel. It's the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. So the machines, the Terminator machines, hear that a child is going to be born that's going to terminate them in the future when they oppress man. So see, it's a man versus the machine. It's God's children versus man's children, which was technology.
So man versus nature.
Exactly. So the Terminator has to time travel to the past because they know it's Sarah Connor, and they have to kill her, terminate her, so she won't have the baby. And Kyle Reese, he comes from the future to protect her, and he inadvertently gets her pregnant, and he has to go back to the future. And so it's the Immaculate Conception, because now she's pregnant and she fell in love with a man, but did it really happen? Did he exist? And then this child, when you see the three Terminators, the boy, and then the man-child, subconsciously he doesn't know why the Terminator is trying to kill him until he's hidden out in the city, in the Matrix, the future. When he reaches 30 years of age, the rebellion, the reloaded, revolution starts. And the rebels come and they find him because they've been watching him all along. That's what the Guardians and the Sentinels are all about. And so they wake him up to his purpose. They take him to Morpheus to train him to fight the machines. They take him to the Oracle because of the prophecy. So this is the whole epic story. It's an epic.
And it's some deep stuff. You know what it brings me to? See, you're the best person to ask to explain where we are today. President Trump, the Congress, the seemingly chaos. You look at this entirely different. You see it as a part of a bigger plan that was laid out some time ago.
Time ago, in the future.
Yes, talk about
It's the
it. Put it
future.
in perspective for us.
Well, the mergings of the corporations. I'm talking about that in 1981 while I'm at USC Film School, where the corporations are going to eat up and merge with the smaller corporations. It's like what they're doing now.
Walmart.
And AT&T,
yeah.
taking Time Warner, and Disney taking Fox. You know, but that's because streaming is coming in. The studio's time has ended. Everything manually has ended. Now, like the ebook, like streaming, you don't have any overhead. You can make trillions and billions of dollars. So you don't need to go to a movie theater and sit there and watch a movie anymore when you can have all this at your house. And you can watch any movie, and you can watch it 10 or 20 times, and you have surround sound, or Dolby, or whatever you want. So you don't have to go. The theaters will be just a specialty for someone who especially want a date or something and pay $150 to come in and watch a movie of their choice, you know, while they're being wined and dined with food and so forth. But that's all going out, the way it is now, like how we go to it's empty now, all the theaters are. In the studios, they don't understand what streaming is. And this is why Amazon is worth $147 billion, and Netflix is so wealthy, and AT&T is going to be a big streamer also. But they need content. So this is why they bought Time Warner, so they can take this content and feed their clients, their customers. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, so this is what's going to happen in the future. When the satellites come in, this is when it's going to be trillions of dollars, because the satellites, there's 7 billion people on Earth. The satellites can zoom into all of the countries and get all of these people to watch, what I'm talking about, on their tablets, on their iPhones, iPads. You know what I'm talking about?
Because this plays into why this sudden mental change on Facebook. Where is Facebook now a threat where they need to regulate them and shut them down?
Facebook is nothing but a database for the CIA. That's all it is. It has all of your family's pictures, all of your friends. It has all the information. They used it here in Vegas when they had that car accident. Remember when the Maserati right by the Cromwell?
Yes,
when that happened right there? Well, all they did was take camera footage from Caesars, Bally's, and other casinos. And they went and they took this footage and they got the license plates, and then they saw that the guy did, California. He rented that Range Rover. And after they did that, they went to social network and they found his girlfriend on Twitter, and they found his picture. And then they went to LA, because they knew they were from LA, put his picture on a $250,000 billboard and put a reward up for him for $25,000. And they got him within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, because of the technology.
So how do you advise people to share their image,
Well,
their data?
there's not going to be any more privacy. Everything is camera down. Everything is caught on camera. And this is what it's going to be about in the future. Virtual reality that I'm explaining in The Matrix and Terminator. Everything is going to be, so now it's going to be so easy. You're not going to have any more paper passports. It's just going to be where you come into the airport, they're going to scan you, your body, retinal, fingerprints, the whole 9 yards.
This is what clears about it.
That's right. And this way, nobody has to alter paper and put a picture or a name on there, because they have your bone structure, they have your eyes, they got your fingerprints. This is the database, and they match you up. You see what I'm saying? And you go through. So that way no terrorist can come through and pretend to be somebody, or somebody that they're looking for that's the most wanted. You see what I'm saying? Because all of this technology is going to start ruling. It's artificial intelligence. It's going to start ruling everything. Once the satellites come into play that I'm talking about, there's maybe another 5 to 10 years from now, they're really going to play a phenomenal part. Because this is why Apple and Microsoft became the billion-dollar, trillion-dollar babies, is because IBM and Xerox didn't know what a mouse was. A mouse meaning they didn't know what the internet was going to be. You see what I'm talking about? They didn't want to move into that technology. The studios don't know what streaming is. They got pissed off because Netflix paid $50 million and got 3 or 4 Oscars for the movie Roma. But it was never shown in the movie theaters at all. It was watched.
That's why Steven Spielberg and all of it. When we come back,
Yes.
I'm going to have some of my crew to join you, my technical people, the superhero. We mentioned when you were coming on your lawsuits and the battles you've had to fight, and you've just won in Utah.
Yes.
But it's always a battle for you.
Well, the reason why it's always a battle for me is because the government refuses to protect my copyrights. I own the copyrights to all the derivative movies, both franchises I own. It was adjudicated in Utah September the 25th, 2014. So why am I still with a RICO case here in Nevada, which I just won, but they're still trying to fix it so they can continue to use the stolen money, which is untraceable, and it's all linked to Hillary Clinton's foundation and money laundering.
Do you consider yourself politically neutral?
I consider myself totally neutral. All I'm worried about is for the people. Because if the government doesn't protect my copyrights, he doesn't protect yours.
But the government is afraid of you. I'd be afraid of you.
Well, there's no need to be afraid of me, because I only stand for principles.
But what you know and the knowledge you share and what you have insights to can be very dangerous to some people.
Yes, but my job is to come here and waken people. That's what the Matrix is about, to wake you up from the Matrix, to get you out of the illusions and the lies and the ignorance. So it's not dangerous for me, because that's my job. That's what I came here to do. That's why I wrote The Matrix and Terminator, to wake people up so they can move on to greater, better things.
Yeah, but a lot of these movie houses and these studios and the Facebooks of the world don't want people to know what happens to them every day when they share the information.
But that's destroying their free will.
But
And God doesn't want that.
But people want to be ignorant. They don't want to know that they're being exploited. It requires too much responsibility when they find out.
Well, that's what the blue pill and the red pill is about. The red pill is about the blood of the living beings. The black and the blue ink is the machines. But this is the humans' world. We are the winners. They are the losers. So people need to exert their free will regardless of what anybody wants.
So what are the unintended consequences of all this that we're talking about?
Their people's consciousness will shift, and they will go on to create and do better things. They won't be in bondage. And this is the whole purpose of The Matrix and Terminator and the new work that's coming, Matrix 4. It's a Matrix 4 book is out. It's been selling for 9 years, since 2010, around the entire globe. People have to wake up and shift their consciousness so they can create, so they can build. Because you can't stay in the past. Everything must change, right?
One of the things in the 1 minute that we have left, if you don't remember anything else about the broadcast today, is this: you're not as free as you think you are. You're in bondage in more ways than you imagine, and it's a different kind of slavery. very dangerous kind of slavery, that the mind and how we concede ourselves as people without any thoughts, any challenge, and we're so willing to surrender. Freedom comes with a price. It takes as much to maintain it as it did to establish it. It's not really free, and it's not for the faint of heart.
But man is always going to take that challenge because man wants to be free. Look, everybody loved the Matrix and Terminator because it woke them up. They didn't even realize they were in the dream. They didn't realize they were in a simulation. They didn't realize they were in illusions. But now that they are awakened, they will fight.
Will you fight? Are you awakened? Are you ready to embrace your destiny? Because freedom comes from God, not from man. And the moment you realize that, you'll begin that journey of freedom. Thank you so much.
I want to say one thing. Like Morpheus said, I didn't tell you it was going to be easy.
But it will be fair if you fight the fight.
That's right.
You can equal the battlefield.